Images that shocked the world. Journalists gunned down by homegrown terrorists at the offices of Charlie Hebdo in Paris, and later shoppers murdered at a Jewish supermarket. It united world leaders in a public show of solidarity and focused politicians' minds on tightening security for Europe's citizens. But how?
I think nobody in Europe can be immune from terrorism. I think it's a global threat, it's a lasting threat, it will not be removed easily. It can happen everywhere on the territory of Europe. I think our societies have to live with that. Unfortunately, we have to fight against that, but we have to live with that because this is a permanent threat.
This week, members of the European Parliament agreed to a package of counter-terrorism measures, including stepping up EU border checks, better information sharing on terrorist suspects between EU states, and more investment for de-radicalisation programmes. There are calls to go further and put in place a passenger names record system, collecting information on you when you fly in and out of the EU. Not just your flight details, but things like your mobile phone number and your bank details, and even what you eat on the plane. That data would be kept for up to 5 years and given to police and security services. But it's controversial.
It's not only on data protection, but it's really on the fundamental rights of each of us to not be surveyed blanketly, because there needs to be proportionality in place. Rule of law based democracies have that, because that's the difference which we do to repressive regimes who just survey everybody, no matter if there is any suspicion or not.
Opponents of a PNR system for Europe are fighting a losing battle. The prospect of thousands of EU citizens currently in Syria, then returning home, has dramatically increased fears of more jihadi attacks on European soil. The Parliament's blocked any EU laws on data retention since 2013, backed by the European Court of Justice ruling that any blanket storage of information violated EU citizens' human rights. That resistance has crumbled.
Any mass collection of data, of course, is in sharp focus. So that's why on PNR we had to do our job properly. Quality legislation means that in any mass collection to fight terrorism, we also take care of people's privacy. That's our job, and we're doing it now. We're making the top priority fighting terrorism, but ensuring that privacy concerns are taken care of. We have the tools to do that job now, and we're going to do it effectively and carefully.
Balancing people's security and safeguarding civil liberties is always tricky. It's clear, though, there's now a cross-party consensus here at the European Parliament in favour of a new law to collect air passenger information, scheduled to be in place by the end of 2015.